I have to be very honest with you. The day you'll come to realize that the biggest enemy of your life is yourself is the day you'll start changing things in your life. This is because you have allowed so many things to come in your life and to stay in your life, and you have literally done nothing about it. There are so many things you have allowed in your life to get in, and they have put themselves in your life, and they cannot be able to come out because you have made them to be very comfortable at that situation. And some of these things are the habits you have learned throughout your life. These are habits that started very slowly, like a normal thing, like a very innocent thing, but now it has become a normal thing for you. You have allowed it to consume you, and you cannot be able to come out of it. And some of these habits are things you can be able to overcome and walk out from them. Talking about this because I know that I had allowed some of these habits to take advantage of me, to cripple me, and I was not able to come out of them for the longest time. But I know it is possible because I have been able to fight these habits, and I can literally tell you I have started seeing changes in my life. The first habit that is literally crippling, it's literally eating up people's time, people's energy, people's creativity is social media scrolling. The amount of time that people spend scrolling on social media, it's mind-blowing. Because so many people are exposed to gadgets, phones, and laptops each and every time. But instead of them using the laptops or the phones to do something productive, they actually allow it to consume them. They allow it to eat their time and their energy. And this is something that I struggled with, especially on TikTok. Let me tell you, if you just put yourself on TikTok to start scrolling, the amount of time you'll find yourself scrolling is literally 3 to 4 hours. Because this is something I used to do. I used to tell myself, let me go to TikTok and just find inspiration for my next video. And before I know it, it's 3 hours off, literally no inspiration. But the only thing I've done is laugh to videos, spend all the time on other people's videos while I drain my time and my energy. And this is something that is eating our generation right now, because so many people feel very okay, very comfortable just spending all their time on the online space. Unless you're a social media manager, unless you are actually working on the online space, doing something on the online space, you do not have to spend your entire time on the online space. Because if you just count the amount of time that people spend on the online space, it's a good amount that you can be able to invest in yourself, invest in learning a skill, invest in putting yourself out there to do something creative. So how then can you be able to overcome this and just be able to start being productive? The first thing I can actually tell you I did is, number one, you have to be very strict with yourself. This is something that not so many people can do, but you need to be very strict. You have either to choose the phone or your life, because there's no way you're going to have both of them at the same time. You have to actually put time off not spending on the phone. Like if it's morning time, from morning to around 1, I literally have just to focus myself on doing the right things, like learning, like investing in my business. Literally just spend the time to focus on doing something productive, and then you can spend at least 1 hour just scrolling on the online space. And with this habit, you'll find yourself more and more draining away from those habits of just being scrolling on social media without any prior motive. And this is something, it's a habit, so it will grow very gradually, very slowly. So you don't expect that you'll just be able to wake up and do it immediately, but you need to be very intentional and set time to just focus on doing serious work, and then you can set 1 hour to just spend on scrolling on the online space. This way you will save yourself a lot of time, a lot of energy that you will have spent on the online space. The second one is literally shutting off. Things like notifications. Anytime you want to do something, you want to learn on the online, you want to take an online course, but all the time you get notifications from TikTok, from Instagram, and you end up just going to see what is happening. Before you know it, you have spent another 1 hour that you will have actually learned. So switch off the notifications. If possible, just set your phone on focus mode, so you don't have to find yourself going to the online space each and every time. Another thing is the time that you're actually spending on the online space, use it to do something creative. Like, instead of you just spending all the time on the online space, why don't you just take that time and create your own videos, create your own videos and start sharing. This way you'll actually, you'll have spent the time in doing something better than just spending it on watching other people as they grow their business and themselves. You actually spend time in growing yourself by putting yourself to do the work and then sharing your work on the online space. The second habit that literally crippled me, and it was literally eating my time, is Netflixing. Let me tell you, series are great, movies are great, but they are not the only thing you can live for. People spend a lot of their time on series and movies, especially if you are doing nothing. You find yourself, you are bored. The next thing is you get yourself on Netflix and start watching movies. It's okay to watch movies, but it's not okay to watch movies consistently every single time. I was really addicted to series in the sense that I will watch series from around 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm supposed to go to work the next day. So you can imagine how I was walking the next day to work. I was literally walking like a zombie because I had not gotten enough sleep just because I was watching series the whole night. And you find so many people, they are addicted to this. Like, every single time when they feel like they have time, the next thing is they want to go and start watching movies. They want to go and start watching the next series. And even if you ask me right now, the series that I was watching, all those series, I cannot remember all of them. Because guess what? I never got it. It was just an entertainment for that time, but it was not something that was going to actually help me and fulfill me and give me any skill sets that could actually help me in real life. But the moment I got out of watching series and I started doing something productive, I decided, instead of me just watching people as they make money, watching people as they entertain me, let me take that time to actually create my own videos. And that's when I started creating YouTube videos. So the time that I was actually spending in watching is now the time I'm spending in creating, is the time I'm spending in video editing, repurposing my content. You see, you can be able to take the time that you actually doing the Netflixing that you are actually doing to do something creative. Or if you're an artist, you can start drawing and recording yourself and sharing those videos. If you're a creative person, you love to crochet, take that time to crochet as you record and take those videos and place them on YouTube. This way you're teaching someone, you are making the money while teaching someone, you see. So instead of you just consumed with series and movies, take that time and spend it on something that will actually be very productive for you. Or better yet, take that time and focus on learning a skill. If you don't have any skill, take that time and focus. If you are learning, like if you're watching series like 4-5 hours, take 3 hours, start learning. It will not be easy at first because you are literally breaking a habit. So it will literally take you like I said, you'll have to be very disciplined and very strict with yourself for you to break this habit, or else you'll literally find yourself each and every time telling yourself that you'll actually get rid of this habit, but you never get rid of it. The third habit that so many people are guilty about is procrastinating. Oh my God. People love to procrastinate. You know the feeling that you tell yourself, I'll do this later. I'll do this thing later. Let me just give myself 5 minutes. I'll do it later. It is so good. You just feel like you're postponing. You just feel like, okay, it has gotten out of my head right now. But you are literally forgetting that it is still waiting for you. You literally have to do it at the end of the day. You know, like at times I'm in the house, I'm supposed to wash the dishes. I tell myself, okay, I'll do it at lunchtime. Then lunchtime reaches and the dishes are still waiting for me. Nobody will come to do it for you. You need to wake up and do it for yourself. So instead of telling yourself, I'll do it later or I'll do it tomorrow, start today. Some of you said you'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow has come Have you even started it, or are you still procrastinating, or are you still telling yourself, okay, I'll do it next week, I'll do it next month? Why are you waiting for next month? Start with the little bits. If you've said that I want to start learning in September, start by researching. This way you'll give yourself the momentum, you'll give yourself the energy. Start by researching, what course do I want to do? What are the good skills that I can actually learn in this period? Don't just tell yourself, because we are at the end, we are literally a few days to September, so let me just wait till September. Let me tell you, if you don't start now, even when that September comes, you'll not be able to do it again, because you literally find a reason to procrastinate. So start with the small habits. Like in my house, when I find myself procrastinating, I start with the small chores. Like I start just cleaning the table, cleaning the chairs, and then with these simple steps, I gradually get the energy to do even bigger and greater things. Even in my virtual assistant business, when I actually started learning this course, I did not just learn with the virtual assistant skills. I started with the little and simple skills, like just understanding who is a virtual assistant. You go to YouTube, you research about this, then you get that feeling like, okay, this is something I can actually do. So let me go and research, where can I get these courses? Can I get them for free? Can I get them for paid? How much do you need to pay? The small, simple steps you make are the ones that will actually gradually grow and give you the energy to do the bigger things. So stop procrastinating and telling yourself and postponing and thinking that someone will come and do the job for you. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to do the work for you. You need to get up and you need to start doing it for yourself. Because if you don't do it, then you'll remain and stagnate at the same point, and that is not what we want for ourselves. The fourth one is lack of focus. If you have been struggling to focus on doing something, then this is for you. If you're one of those people that always sets yourself to learn a skill, that always sets yourself to start a business or to start doing something, but you just end up losing the focus the minute you open that laptop, the minute you start that online course, then you need to listen to this. I learned something during my virtual assistant program in ALX, and that is called the Eisenhower matrix. So this is where you have the 4 columns. Like you can see in these 4 columns, we have the first one which is the urgent, which is the important. The top column is the important task. So these are things that you need to do very urgently because they are needed. So in the first column we have the urgent ones. So this can be things like, maybe you need to reach to a deadline. You have something that you have a deadline, that you have a project that is due to the deadline date. You need to do it very fast. So these are the things that you can actually put on this first column. It can either be a project or maybe an online course that you need to submit your milestone. It can be something that a meeting that you need to reach to your clients immediately. So this is where you put your urgent task that you need to do. The second one is the scheduling sector. So in scheduling, these are things that you can actually do. You don't need to do them immediately, but they are also important. So let's say things to do with exercising in the morning. You need to go, but it's not very urgent, so you can do it on a later time. So things to do with calling your family or attending family meetings. So these are things you can do, but they are really not urgent. So other things like checking your emails, checking your inboxes. So these are things you can do on a scheduled sector. And the fourth one is delegating tasks. So these are things that you don't have to do on yourself. You can actually delegate to a person like a virtual assistant if you're a business owner, or you can delegate to a house help if you are there are things to do with house chores. As a business person, if you want to delegate tasks to a VA, you can delegate things like email management, calendar management, social media management, and these other things. So these are not things that you have to do them on your own. Someone else can help you and is the work for you. The last one is the bad habits that we talked about in the first habit. The things that you know you're not supposed to do, but you still do them, but you know they are draining you. So scrolling on the online space, Netflixing, doing things that are literally not adding any value to you. So these are things that you can actually just take like an hour in a day just to do them. You don't have to do them because they are not urgent. So when you can be able to use the east and low, you can be able to get yourself doing things and focusing on things that really require your time. So when it comes to focusing, you need to prioritize tasks. So these are things that are very urgent. You need to do them fast. Then the ones that you can schedule on a later date, then you can always schedule them to do them on another time or on a later date. Then the ones that you do not have to do them, you can delegate to other people. And when you can be able to understand these habits, when you can be able to put yourself to do these things on a daily basis, you'll find yourself focusing more. You'll find yourself so many things that you could not be able to do just because you felt like you are lazy. You are not lazy. It's like focus. You need to put yourself organized and focused so that you can be able to do the task you need to do. If you can be able to work on these habits, you'll start seeing changes. You'll start seeing things happening in your life, and you'll start seeing changes in your life, because the simple and the small tasks and the small habits that you ignore are the ones that always grow and become a nuisance to you. So start working on the small habits if they have been in your plate and they have been literally consuming you. Start working on them, start working on yourself, and start being the better version that you need to be, because we are not perfect. It's a matter of just putting ourselves out there and being willing to learn and work on ourselves. I hope you found value in this video, and if so, please do make sure to like this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and hit that notification bell. It's your girl, Miss Julie KE. I'm a virtual assistant. I'm a mom, a content creator, a virtual assistant, and a women empowerment coach. From me to you again, it's goodbye. See you in my next video.